Welcome everybody to the first box opening for Modern Horizons on the It Resolves channel. I hope you all are doing supremely well. I am very excited to be opening this. This is, as always, sponsored by our fantastic friends Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles. Their link to their Facebook group is down below. I very much suggest checking them out. We didn't actually get to pre-release with this set. I was actually in Korea. Will had a lot of things going on. But we did pre-release for the previous set, and it was amazing. War of the Spark pre-release, great turnout, a lot of awesome people, and of course the people over at Grand Slam who run the show did a fantastic job as well. Absolutely great group of people. Definitely check them out. I do believe we'll be having either another box opening or a podcast video focused around a play style or something like that, because they did actually hook us up with a second box to help us out a little bit. Very much appreciate it there. So be looking for more content down the way, but we will go ahead and jump into our Modern Horizons box opening. I am very excited for this set. There are a lot of awesome cards in this one. I'm interested to see how things impact Modern. I know a lot of people are speculating it's much more of a Commander Master set, which I get. There's a lot of really good stuff for Commander in this set, but there's still a lot of good stuff for Modern, at least I believe. So we'll see what we get here. We will probably just kind of very quickly gloss over a lot of the commons and uncommons, though there are some pretty good uncommons in particular. Sorry for the map being a little bit distorted there. Okay, so we do have things. I do not know the order. We do have our token. We have our premium art card, which is really cool. Our snow-covered land. Our foil, excuse me, and then our rare is here. Okay, so we'll know that for next time. Iola, Queen Among Bears is our first rare. I actually just watched the Game Nights episode, our uncommons, and then our commons. We'll just kind of briefly go through them. I did actually just watch today, in fact, just before coming over and recording this video, the Command Zones Game Nights episode, which was actually Azula was played there, and we'll just keep things in this order. I think we do have our art, our land, and then our Fallen Shinobi is our next rare, few uncommons, and then commons. So a lot of really interesting stuff out of that Game Nights episode. Actually, it was really fun to watch. I'm not going to spoil who wins by any means, but it was really a nail biter for a little bit of the time, so definitely check that out. Araya of Flame, our uncommons. These talismans I'm really interested in as well, just to see. I mean, I imagine they get played in Commander, but I know a lot of people are talking about, does it replace a Signet? Does it not replace a Signet? I don't think it does, personally, but they are still quite interesting, in my opinion. Snow-covered Cordial Vampire. That was actually a big card on that Game Nights episode. Oops, put that in the wrong pile here. There we go. This backwards packing has me a little surprised. I actually haven't watched any of the Modern Horizons box opening videos. I know ours is up a little bit late. I do apologize. We have the premium foil tokens in here as well. That's really cool. Art card, a foil, Orscale Guardian, and then Mirrodin Besieged, a very interesting card in my opinion. Wall of Blossoms, cool stuff. So we did get this up obviously a little bit late. Normally we would have done this the night of the pre-release. So we could have gotten it up a little bit earlier, because if you pre-order it, obviously that's when you get it. Ooh, Kess is our first mythic. Absolutely love Kess. Don't think that she's good for Modern necessarily, but I do love Kess quite a lot. And so we unfortunately didn't get it up earlier because we did not pre-order. Normally we do. The reason being, again, I was out of town. Will obviously had a lot going on with the baby and everything. And so we just didn't get the opportunity to, unfortunately. Unsettled Mariner, very interesting card, one that we talked about a lot on the podcast, in fact. And so we didn't actually get this up as soon as we wanted, so I do apologize. Hopefully you guys are still interested and still want to look at some of these box openings. They are really cool. The value to be had in these sets is absolutely insane. Giver of Runes, new Mother of Runes. Really great value in this set. I absolutely love this one. I think there's a lot of potential for cards to hit Modern, and I do also agree with the Commander players out there who believe, you know, there's a lot of Commander potential. I definitely think there is. Reap from the Past also played in that Game Nights episode. I do think that there's a lot of potential for Commander. I think I mean, they highlighted a lot of cards in that Game Nights episode from this set that seemed absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. I think they were great. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of these cards pop up here and there. Eladamri's Call, excuse me. This is one that Will has kind of speculated on as one of the better cards for the set for Modern. I'm actually going to switch the Mythics here just so you guys can see them. One of the better cards for Modern. It's a creature tutor. I mean, that's fantastic. We've had ways to tutor creatures, but not just something like that where it just kind of straight up tutors for the creature. It's fantastic. Venomous Changeling is our foil there, and then Future Sight, not a very exciting rare. Do not think that does anything for Modern. But yeah, so lot of interesting potential with this one. And like I said, I do believe we'll either do another box opening or something very similar. Force of Despair, part of that new cycle. Kind of a disappointing cycle, in my opinion. We talked again about that on that podcast episode where we kind of reviewed the set. And we didn't go through every single card. We usually don't. We tried that once, and that was a time. Let me tell you, that is an undertaking for sure. But we did go through a number of them. Astral Drift, very, very good. And then Factor Fiction. And so we went through a number of the cards in the set, just kind of gave our general opinions of not only the set as a whole, but then those specific cards we talked about. And the forces in general, I was very, very disappointed on. Unbound Flourishing is our second mythic, an interesting one for sure. But in general, we were very, very disappointed with them because they're all like very specific. They can't be played during the opponent's turn, during your own turn. So there's a lot of downside there. Silent Clearing, our first one of these Horizon lands or whatever you'd like to call them, very, very good pulls if you get any of them. And so they're just not very good. They're too narrow. They're fine. They're certainly going to be played, I think, in a lot of positions, but overall, very, very disappointed in those. Just not something I'm super excited about. Collected Conjuring is our next rare. Vesper Lark, love that. Love a lot of the callbacks to the like legacy cards that we were all hoping to kind of get, or at least get some kind of version of. I actually made a post on our Instagram account about that. We got obviously new Deranged Hermit in the way. Oh, foil Astral Drift, love that, absolutely fantastic. And then a Force of Vigor, which is one of the ones that we again mentioned on that podcast to talk about all those forces. But yeah, it's interesting stuff with this set. A lot of really cool stuff, and hopefully you guys are all enjoying it as much as we are. Winds of Abandon. Thundering Djinn. So we are halfway through so far. Our mythics, as of right now, not super great. Not terrible by any means, if we can get these packs open. There we go. But definitely not the best. We're definitely hoping for a little bit more. That's good. Nurturing Peatland, fantastic. Absolutely love that. Slivers are obviously back in this set, so we're going to get a lot of interesting jank builds, in my opinion. The first Sliver is a card that I'm very, very excited to hopefully open at some point. That's going to be, I think, a very, very good one. Crashing Footfalls. Again, that is going to be 100% a commander card, but it is still going to be sweet. I love Slivers. I think it's awesome that they're back. I think that we talked about this as a limited set, and I do think, personally, I think it's going to be great. Bizarre Trade Mage is really, really interesting as well. I think it's going to be great as a draft set. Will's a little less certain from what it sounds like. He said, he does believe it's going to be a good one, and I don't want to put words in his mouth. You can definitely go, you can absolutely go watch the episode. Genesis is our card here. But he was talking, it's going to be a good draft set, but it is very all over the place in the sense that, there's I think we counted somewhere above 45. Graveshifter, really, really cool. And then a Mist Syndicate Naga. Something like 45 or so mechanics from varying older sets, things like that, are all present in here. And tribal stuff definitely seems to be the focus. Tribal stuff, and then on top of that, snow permanents and things. Shenanigans, and then here we go. Sarah, the Benevolent. Not actually as exciting, I think, as the other Planeswalker, Ren and Styx or Six or something like that. Very much more excited about that card, but I do like Sarah quite a lot, and it is a good pull. But yeah, tribal synergies I think are where they're pushing this, and I think that all of the like chaotic mechanics, the mechanics from all over Magic's history, not only celebrate Magic's history just in general, but also, ooh, Archmage's Charm foil, absolutely love that. And then Hogak, Erison Necropolis, very, very good pack there. I love that very much. But with all of these mechanics, I think it's going to make for a really interesting draft environment, because you're going to have to plan for all these kinds of effects and all these abilities that normally you only have, like, say, 2 or 3 of. Deep Forest Hermit, absolutely love. Very, very good. That was one of the functional, or not functional reprints by any means, but some of the callbacks to some of the older cards was Deranged Hermit there. And so I think it's going to make for an interesting draft environment. He was more speculating Waterlogged Grove, another great land. Speculating more that it's going to be, I think, a bit inconsistent, which I understand, and I do agree, because there's so many mechanics, there's so much stuff just kind of all over the place. I could definitely see that happening, but I do still think it's going to be a great one. Force of Virtue, excuse me, is our rare here. But I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to make for a really interesting one, and it's going to be more exciting turn by turn than just knowing, okay, we're going to see this card next, or we're going to see this card next. Dead of Winter, very much on the snow permanent side of things. And so, I don't know, I have high hopes for the limited environment. We obviously haven't gotten to use any of these cards yet, because we are a little bit late on the train. Thornado. And then Endling, an interesting card as well. I'm kind of happy to see that. And so we'll definitely test it out. That might be what we end up doing with the second box that Grand Slam was very, very kind enough to provide for us. We'll see, obviously. I don't know for sure. Ayalia's Influence, very, very cool card. Absolutely love that. And so we'll see. But there's a lot of really, really cool cards in this set. I think it's going to be a very, very fun one regardless. So I hope that all of you get to go out and enjoy it. Spiteful Sliver. I know it's a little bit pricier. This is technically the first set, if I'm not mistaken, without an MSRP. I know Wizards, it was either at the beginning of the year or the end of last year, mentioned that they were taking away MSRP. Ooh, there we go. Sword of Sinew and Steel. One of the 2 new swords for this set. Absolutely happy to see that as our 4th mythic. Excuse me. Down to the last 3 packs. But they did get away with no MSRP for this set, and so I know prices are a bit varying right now, but I do think that if you can get your hands on it, it's very, very much worth it. Even just the Snowlands on their own are going to be great. Fiery Islet, that might make the full set, or the full cycle, excuse me, of these Horizon lands, which I cannot be upset about. Lands are always very, very welcome, in my opinion. Snow-covered land, a foil Water Eye Witch. Ooh, and then the new fetch land, Prismatic Vista. This is a really interesting one as well. It basically fetches for basics, but it's a basic of any color, and it doesn't come into play tapped, which is really, really important. And then here we go, guys, our last pack. So far, honestly, already been a pretty great box. I cannot be too unhappy with this. We have, let's see, a Planebound Accomplice. Not the most exciting thing, but you can put a Planeswalker card from your hand onto the battlefield. Pretty awesome. You can get the ability only once, obviously, because that Planeswalker is then sacrificed, but still pretty cool. So, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this box opening video. This is a really, really special set, in my opinion. I'm very, very excited to be opening it. You can see here just the value that we've already pulled. Kess, Unbound Flourishing, Sarah, and the Sword. A lot of really, really good stuff. Thank you again to our sponsor, Grand Slam, for providing this for us. We really appreciate it. Without them, none of this would be possible. So definitely check out their link below. Also, very, very quickly, if you would like to win your own packs of Modern Horizons, you're welcome to enter our giveaway, which is going on right now. We will be picking the winner on Monday, the 17th, I believe is the date. But you can enter to win 3 free packs of Modern Horizons. We will send them straight to you. All you have to do is follow us on Instagram and then repost the original giveaway, which you'll see on our page. It's very easy to do. If you do that, you're entered to win. And just make sure you tag us in it so we actually see it. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like or a comment down below. And as always, please make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of our awesome content. But with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next box opening video.